What if everything you thought you knew about the royal family had a twist hiding in plain sight? Picture this: Meghan Markle, usually composed and calculated, suddenly sitting down and saying, "It's time. I'll tell you everything." Her voice cracks, the room goes silent, and what spills out next is the kind of revelation that could shake the monarchy to its very core. She admits that Prince Harry has been haunted for years, tormented by whispers, relentless rumors, and the darkest suspicion of all: that King Charles may not actually be his real father. The question isn't just about palace drama anymore. It's about identity, belonging, and the deep scars left behind when the world questions who you truly are. Let's unpack the emotional layers of this shocking confession. But before we continue, please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell for more updates. The weight Harry has always carried. For most people, childhood is filled with scraped knees and bedtime stories. But for Harry, growing up meant constant speculation. Tabloids splashed headlines suggesting he looked nothing like Charles, pointing instead to red-haired men connected to Diana. While many brushed it off as gossip, for a child living inside the royal fishbowl, those whispers weren't background noise. They were daggers. Imagine being told day after day that your father might not be your father. Could anyone truly walk away unscarred? Even today, the look in Harry's eyes sometimes betrays a quiet storm, the kind of storm only those close to him, like Meghan, would fully see. But how do you silence rumors that refuse to die? Meghan's tearful confession. When Meghan admitted, "I can't hide it anymore," it destroys him every day. It wasn't just a wife defending her husband. It was a woman lifting the veil on the private agony of a man who's been fighting invisible battles. She painted a picture of sleepless nights, of Harry staring into the void, and of moments where even laughter couldn't push away the shadow of doubt. The irony? For years, Harry has built an image of rebellion, breaking free from the royal script, writing his own book, moving across the ocean. Yet behind every bold step was an unspoken fear. What if I don't truly belong in the family I walked away from? And here's the question we're left with. Was Meghan's confession a way of protecting Harry, or the beginning of a new wave of chaos? Why identity cuts deeper than titles? At first glance, the issue seems like tabloid fodder, just another royal scandal. But peel it back, and it becomes something universal. Who among us hasn't, at one point, questioned where we belong? Maybe you've wondered whether you measure up at work, whether you were truly accepted in your family, or whether people only see the version of you they've created in their heads. Harry's struggle isn't just about royal bloodlines. It's about the human need for certainty, for roots, for identity. It's about wanting to know, deep down, who we really are when the world strips away titles, labels, and expectations. If Harry, with all his fame and fortune, still wrestles with that, doesn't it make our own questions feel a little less lonely? The family silence. Another layer to Meghan's revelation is the silence from within the palace walls. Neither Charles nor William has ever publicly addressed the whispers. Silence, of course, can be read two ways: as dignity or as avoidance. For Harry, though, that silence might have been the loudest sound of all. Was it royal restraint, or was it a refusal to reassure him? The lack of clarity likely left the wound open longer, feeding the very doubts Meghan says consume him. So, the question becomes, if the truth exists, why has it never been faced? Is it because the monarchy thrives on mystery, or because the truth is more complicated than anyone dares to admit? Lessons hidden in the drama. Stripped of crowns and castles, Harry's story is one we can all learn from. How many times do we allow rumors, doubts, or insecurities to dictate how we see ourselves? Think about the last time someone's careless comment made you question your worth. Did you let it fester, or did you confront it head-on? Harry's struggle teaches us something profound. Silence doesn't heal wounds. Acknowledgement does. It's the conversations we avoid that often shape us the most. Meghan, by speaking out, didn't just expose a royal secret. She modeled what it looks like to stop pretending and start naming the hurt. Could that be the first step for all of us, too? A future defined by truth or shadows. So where does this leave Harry and Meghan? On one hand, Meghan's confession might bring compassion, understanding, and even healing. On the other, it risks reopening the very firestorms Harry has spent his adult life trying to escape. But perhaps this is the pivot point. Perhaps Harry, by facing the rumors instead of running from them, can finally reclaim control over his story. After all, the greatest freedom isn't moving to California or leaving the royal payroll. It's being able to say, "This is who I am," no matter what anyone else believes. And really, isn't that what we're all chasing? Final thoughts. At the end of the day, Meghan's words aren't just about a marriage or a monarchy. They're about the raw human struggle to find peace with who we are. If Harry can find courage in the face of whispers that have stalked him his entire life, maybe we, too, can silence the voices that try to tell us we're not enough. So, here's the challenge. What truth have you been avoiding? What doubt keeps you awake at night? Maybe it's time, like Meghan said, to finally tell yourself everything. Because freedom begins not with escape, but with truth. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you think Harry should push for answers? Or should he let the past stay buried? Share your thoughts, start the conversation, and let's see if together we can unpack not just royal mysteries, but the ones that live in all of us. Would you like me to also create a viral YouTube video description with hashtags for this same headline, so your content stays consistent across platforms?